Southwest Airlines. Major controversy going on right now because a pilot on Southwest Airlines, a flight that went from Houston to Albuquerque, allegedly said, "Let's go, Brandon," and the Blue Checkmark Brigade has lost their minds over what was said on this airplane fight. People are comparing, some of the Blue Checkmark Brigade members are comparing "Let's go, Brandon" to Sieg Heil, however you say it, a Nazi salute, which is absolute insanity. They also are saying that this is the equivalent of an ISIS endorsement and that the pilot should be never allowed to fly. These are crazy people, right? Okay, so let me explain "Let's go, Brandon." We helped at Outkick, and certainly my Twitter account, helped to popularize "Let's go, Brandon" by sharing a NASCAR interview with a race car driver named Brandon who won a race, and the crowd behind him at Talladega, I believe it was chanting "F Joe Biden." And the NASCAR announcer said, "You can hear how happy all these people are. They're chanting "Let's go, Brandon." So the "Let's go, Brandon" is both an anti-Joe Biden chant, yes, but it's also, I think more prominently, a refutation of what the media tells us when our own clear perceptions of what is happening are directly contradicted by what's being said by the media member. In this case, a reporter for NBC who pretended, or maybe didn't hear it well enough, that the crowd was actually chanting "Let's go, Brandon," as opposed to supporting an expletive of Joe Biden, right? So I like "Let's go, Brandon" because I'm a dad. I don't like, if I'm in a public venue, to be chanting "F you" to the President of the United States. "Let's go, Brandon" is a wittier way to point out the media's attempt to try to make Joe Biden's policies seem far more successful and palatable than they actually are. And by the way, this is not working because according to a recent NBC News poll, NBC News, not exactly known for bias against Democrats, down to 42% approval for Joe Biden as all of his entire agenda hangs in the balance. And as we have a big race going on tomorrow between Glenn Youngkin and Terry McAuliffe for governor of Virginia, and it's starting to trend and look like Glenn Youngkin may win. So, the argument that I think is important to make here is, when Colin Kaepernick started to protest, I said, hey, I don't think it's smart to advocate for political causes in uniform at work. And I wrote about this a great deal in my book. I used McDonald's as an example. And this is because I want to try to take it out of so much freighted political jargon. If you walked into a McDonald's and you ordered a quarter pounder, and the person taking your order said, "I don't think you should get that quarter pounder. Meat is murder," you would be well justified if you ran that McDonald's to fire that employee. Not because that employee can't have that opinion, but just because in uniform at work, I don't want them advocating for their particular political opinions. Same thing, by the way. You're driving a UPS truck, you're driving a FedEx truck, or you're delivering packages for Amazon. I don't want you to have political signification as you are delivering packages, right? I don't care what your politics is or are. I just want my package to be delivered. So in your UPS, Amazon, or FedEx truck, you shouldn't have a political sticker on it because I would want everybody to be served regardless of their politics. This used to be fairly standard. Similarly, I also don't think it's smart, personally, for any pilot to be endorsing politics in any way. But I'm a Southwest Airlines veteran flyer. Hate to brag or draw attention to myself, but I do think it's worth noting that I have over 1 million Southwest miles. I'm at like the apex list of Southwest frequent flyers. And therefore, I know that pilots and also flight attendants joke all the time in their PA announcements on Southwest Airlines. So I would tend to see this more as a joke than some sort of fervent political commentary. And that's presuming it was even said. There are some arguments out there that what was actually said was "Let's go Braves," and that was a function of flying from Houston to Albuquerque, touching down, and somebody being a Braves fan. But what I find amazing and amusing, and wildly hypocritical is many of those same people who are out there right now arguing a favor of the cancellation of Southwest Airlines, demanding that there be a boycott of Southwest, are the same blue checkmark brigade members who spent the last 5 years telling me Colin Kaepernick was a hero for making a political statement in his uniform at work. That, my friends, is amazing. We're talking about clearly divergent opinions on the First Amendment based entirely on the speech. In other words, is the person supporting what I believe or not? And this is why I said I am of the general opinion that if you are in uniform at work, I don't want you to do anything political if I run a company that is not political in nature. I want everybody to be able to buy my product. I don't like the idea of saying only one half of the platform out there, Democrats, Republicans, whoever you are, is going to end up supporting the product. And so this is what's significant to me. There's a difference between content neutral statements and content biased statements. And what we are seeing from the Blue Checkmark Brigade members, by and large, is a demand that this pilot be fired for saying, if he said, "Let's go Brandon," while they have lionized Colin Kaepernick.